So these right here are delicious mushroom medley pot pies. I made them with shiitake, oyster, and white button mushrooms. If you like savory and you like comfort food, these are perfect. I made them using no oil, no wheat, no refined sugar, and no rice. And today, I'm going to show you how to make your own. All right, so let's talk about the ingredients we're going to use to make this mushroom medley pot pie. Now, of course, we're going to use mushrooms. I'm using shiitake, some white button, and some oyster mushrooms. Now, I've used this combination before making this, and it was perfect. I loved it. But you could use any combination of mushrooms that you like. You could even use one single mushroom, like button or cremini, or whatever is accessible to you. But these are the three that I'm going with, all super healthy mushrooms. Now for the sauce, I'm going to use some hemp seeds, some nutritional yeast, some northern beans, a little arrowroot powder, some garlic, some onion powder, some mustard powder, paprika, and black pepper. Now I'm trying to keep this sauce nut-free. Typically I would use cashews for a sauce like this, but for my nut-free followers out there, I wanted to make this a nut-free option as well. So this sauce has no nuts, but it's delicious. Trust me, I've made it before. It's going to be wonderful. So, by the way, I have some leeks here, and I just cut these up. Leeks are super healthy, guys. If you don't know about the nutritional benefit of leeks, once I found out how powerful they are against cancer in particular, I started eating them every day in my salad. So we're going to add some leeks to this whole recipe here. Let's start putting it together. Okay, so for now I've set my other ingredients aside, and what I'm going to do first is make the crust for this pot pie. Let me tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use some almond flour. I'm going to use some ground flax mixed with water to make a flax egg, and I'm going to use some arrowroot powder. Now, for my nut-free followers out there, I have a pie crust that is nut-free made out of oat flour. If you'd rather use that to keep this nut-free, you can tap right here, and you can see that recipe for my nut-free pie crust. Okay, so let's start putting our pie crust together here. Okay, so I'm going to start by combining the ground flax and then the water to create a flax egg. Then I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm combining my dry ingredients and adding them to the flax egg and mixing until I form a ball of dough. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use ramekins to make these mushroom medley pot pies. Now, sometimes I make them in a larger pot, but I like to do them this way too because they're very convenient. You can make, several of these, 6 or 7 or 8, put some in the freezer, and then when you want a quick meal or a quick lunch, you just pour one out, thaw it, and use it. So these are very convenient in that way. So I cut my dough into small portions here, and I'm going to roll it out and put each one into my ramekin and then make them that way. All right, let's do it. So I find the best way to roll this dough is between 2 pieces of parchment paper. Then it can be added carefully to the bowls, and then once it's pressed in there, you can trim the excess dough from around the edges. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below. All right, so now I've got all of my crust done. I've got them into my bowls. Now I'm going to put it in the freezer for about 15 minutes or so, and then we'll take them out, give them a quick bake, and while we're doing that, we'll put our filling together. Okay, so now I've got my crust in the freezer, and while that's happening, the next step is to make the sauce. Now the sauce is what really makes this pot pie, so we're going to put it together now, then we'll get our mushrooms cooked and put it all together. So the thing I like about this sauce is that it's so simple to make, but yet it's so rich and flavorful. And it's just a matter of adding all the sauce ingredients into the blender and then blending until it's smooth. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is get our mushrooms cooked. Now I'm going to start by adding a little water to the pan. Now mushrooms exude their own water, but I'm going to add just a little bit just to get these started. And then once I get them going, they'll start exuding water and we'll be fine. We'll get our mushrooms cooked. We'll get them mixed in our sauce, get it all into our pie crust, and then we'll bake them. All right, now this part is pretty simple also. We're just going to add the mushrooms to the pan, and once they start to exude liquid, it's time to add the leeks and the seasonings and continue to cook the mushrooms until there's no water remaining at the bottom of the pan. Okay, so I've had them in the freezer for about 20 minutes. Now it's time to get them ready for a pre-bake, and to do that, I'm going to poke some holes in the bottom of the crust. Okay, and now I need something to place in them, something weighted. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bowl inside of each ramekin and then fill the bowl with beans to give it some weight, weight them down, and then get them in the oven. Okay, so one by one, I'm adding a piece of parchment paper to the glass bowls, and then I'm filling the bowls with beans. Then I'm going to put the bowls on my ramekins, and then I'm going to place them all on a baking sheet and get them into the oven. All right, so I've got my pie crust in the oven, pre-baking. While they are, we're going to get our filling done by adding our sauce to our mushrooms here. Okay, so once I have my mushroom mixture and my sauce combined, I'm adding it into my ramekins, and then I'm going to top them all with a little extra sauce. And then, of course, to top it all off, I'm going to use my healthy vegan almond crumbs. Okay, all that's left is to give them a bake, and then it's time to taste. All right, and here they are, and man, do they look good. That is really good, guys. Really rich, creamy. The mushrooms blend perfectly, lots of flavor. This is definitely a winner. All right, if you're new to my channel and you're wondering how to find the recipes, look below the video and tap on the word more and you'll see the beginning of the recipe. Tap on the word more a second time and you'll see the full recipe, and then you can begin to make your own. Thanks for watching.